Welcome, Internet Nomads. This is my own game Tales for Life is Strange 2. After playing the first Life is Strange and Before the Storm, I became a Life is Strange fan. I started late, waiting patiently for the remasters on Switch. I was ready to jump into True Colors. I decided to check Wiki to see what other Life is Strange stuff I should check out before playing the new game. I found two games I didn't even know about. One, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, and Life is Strange 2. I decided to download Life is Strange 2 on my PlayStation and begin a journey which I'm about to share with my fellow nomads. So after reading up on Wiki, I decided to download the demo Captain Spirit. This game made me really excited. It was structured differently than the first game. The first time I played Captain Spirit, I barely completed the to-do list. I accidentally woke up the dad character before finishing everything. I replayed the demo on Steam and 100%ed it. There are so many Easter eggs about the original Life is Strange, I might replay the demo again. I love the list of goals in the game. Chris is the main character with a great imagination. He has a cast of characters, both heroes and villains. I played the demo just for the fun of it. It has been my favorite demo of all time. I miss PT, though, since I got a PlayStation a few years ago. Life is Strange 2 confused me, because Chris isn't in the game until around the second episode. I began the game thinking I was going to play as Chris. I'm completely happy with Daniel and Sean being the protagonists. The relationship between the two brothers hit close to home. The game reminded me of growing up with my own younger brother. The dynamics between the two brothers drive the outcome in the end. Sometimes it isn't completely black and white with how your choices influence the outcome. I am currently playing it on the Switch after playing it on PS4. Replaying, I realize I didn't regret the choices I made as much as the first. I'm just replaying to revisit the story of the Wolf brothers. The main character of the game is Sean, and Daniel is the Life is Strange secondary character. He's like Chloe from the first game, but expanded with choices that affects Daniel's view on the world. Many people don't like the game because of the one episode characters. Unlike the first game, there isn't one community of characters, where there are many recurring characters. I love the beginning with Lila Park. I kinda hate the fact that Lila doesn't appear in the game much. She seems like a friend I had in middle school. I connect on a personal level with the characters in this game. I feel the characters in this game are so well written. They feel so real. The jokes that Lila and Sean have seem like a real friendship. The father Esteban Diaz is also cool. Sean could actually get more money if you're honest and say you're buying weed. I think it's cool to explain the honesty mechanics. I always steal from the swear jar. The first time I played, I lied to Esteban, and he mentions he would give me more money if you don't lie. The second time, I got more money for not lying. Another cool moment is an early game choice with Esteban, where he and Daniel are trying to decide who gets the last candy bar. They ask you to settle it. So the first choice is to give candy to Daniel, Esteban, or yourself, Sean. I usually give the bar to Esteban, especially after what happens next. Halloween is right around the corner, and Daniel is playing with fake blood. Daniel gets into a fight with the neighborhood bully. After Sean hits the bully, a cop sees this and thinks the fake blood is real and tells the boys to stay down. Esteban comes out and the police officer shoots him. Daniel's powers are revealed slightly, but if force kills the officer, Sean runs away with Daniel without telling Daniel what happened to their father. The game is a road trip kind of game. That is why there are many one-off characters. Sean doesn't tell Daniel the truth about his father. One character that's set up at the gas station is Brody. Basically, Daniel tries to interact with him while Brody's looking up a nudist community. Everything about him made me question his intentions. After being caught, in my case, stealing from the store, Sean gets handcuffed to a pipe. The store owner knows you're fugitives and tries to keep you in the back room until the cops show up. Luckily, with the help of Daniel, who escapes before Sean is locked in the room, Sean escapes. Brody comes back and helps our duo by driving them to a motel for the night. Brody gives them a place to stay, money, and an extra backpack, among other things. Daniel ends up bringing the dog from the gas station with him. They name him Mushroom. At the motel, Sean leaves to get Daniel a soda. Daniel's powers are properly revealed in the scene as he learns his father has died. Sean tries to explain he tried to tell him the truth. I chose the sword to never lie to him again. There's a fun dice game that the boys play as they find an abandoned cabin in the woods. Daniel becomes increasingly sick. Sean decides their only choice is to go to the grandparents' house. Mushroom goes out for a walk in the morning when Daniel goes out to check on him. Sean goes also to check on them to find the cougar killed Mushroom. There is an important choice here to stop Daniel from using his powers or let him kill the cougar. I let him kill the cougar. Once at the grandparents' house, Sean tries to make Daniel promise not to use his powers. Here we meet Chris from Captain Spirit, where Daniel shows off his powers but allows Chris to think he's the one with powers, not Daniel. This follows the story of Captain Spirit as Chris's father promises Chris to buy a Christmas tree after basketball to take Sean and Daniel with them. Here Sean meets two traveling hippies named Finn and Cassidy. Sean and Daniel end up being recognized by the cops. The grandfather ends up getting a bookshelf fall on top of him. A choice appears to use Daniel's powers or not. I choose to use his powers. This means the grandmother knows about the powers. Sean and Daniel are back on the run. Captain Spirit Chris thinks he could stop a car and he gets hit. Luckily, he's still alive. This outcome happened because I told Daniel to repress his powers during the episode. Episode 3, we unite with Finn and Cassidy and work on a cannabis farm. Finn has a plan to rob his boss using Daniel's powers. That is revealed earlier in the episode. I romance Cassidy by getting a wolf tattoo and denying the plan to rob with Finn. Cassidy and I have sex. Finn takes Daniel to the heist where Cassidy and Sean try to stop them. Finn gets shot, but lives because of my decisions. Sean wakes up in the hospital, which he escapes in search of his younger brother Daniel. His brother ends up in a religious cult that Sean has to rescue him from. The choice about the cougar is brought up again in this episode as a reason for Sean to repent. Sean meets up with his mother, and together with the help of a former cult member, Daniel leaves with us. Close to the border, Sean and Daniel find the little safe haven that their mother lived in. David Madsen could be found here, and depending on your choice from the first game, his reason differs. I chose to save Arcadia Bay, which means Chloe died. After her death, Joyce and David separated, and David lives in a small community alone. At the border, two vigilantes shoot Daniel. They think you're Mexicans crossed into the U.S. The real border patrol takes everyone to jail. Here I use Daniel's powers to escape, but before that, a cop explained that if we surrendered, only Sean would go to prison. Daniel would be put in his grandparents' care. At the border, one last choice, to surrender or go to Mexico. I choose to surrender, but Daniel, who learned to use his powers for only the benefit of himself, and Sean choose not to surrender. Daniel uses his powers to push the car through the police barricade. Once the dust settles, it's revealed Sean died. This is called the Lone Wolf ending. I nearly cried when I got this ending. I knew I had to replay the game someday. I am slowly making my way through the Switch port to get a better ending. This game left me with feelings. Most of the choices I don't regret. Unlike the first game, I just want to relive the story and watch it unfold again. After playing this game, I would spend time on Reddit reading all the different endings and views from others. There is a reason this game has a passionate fan base. It is truly an experience that I just touched on this video. There's still so much to dissect and discuss. I feel like my videos are just first impressions, and maybe one day I will speak more on the series of games. I also will speak on other media I just reviewed on my first video. I love these characters that much. I cannot wait to see what Square and Deck 9 do with Don't Nod's baby. Don't Nod is coming out with a new series fronted by the creators of Life is Strange. It's called Lost Records, and the first game is Rage and Bloom. The first game from what Don't Nod is calling the new universe. I cannot wait to play it and review it. So I'm going to marathon the rest of the Life is Strange games, plus other games with similar gameplay. Next on the list, True Colors.